Hello, this is John Miller, the creator of The Rest of Everest. I think I can safely say that this show is, without a doubt, the most in-depth look into the entire experience of what it takes to climb Everest, as well as some other peaks throughout the Himalayas. But all of the events in the series are shown in chronological order, so if you're new to the show, please go all the way back to episode 000 and watch everything in order. That's truly the best way to enjoy it. Thanks.
This is the Rest of Everest video podcast, an almost unabridged expedition experience. Episode 170, Scree Happens.
Hey.
Hello again, everyone. Welcome back to the Rest of Everest. I'm John Miller. We have a small group this week, but we're going to be doing some very big views. How's that for an intro? On the call with me this week is Jill, Christine, Damien, Shaquille, and Chris. How are you guys doing?
I'm doing well.
Good. How are you?
Hey, John.
Hey, John.
Very excited to start this next few episodes because these are the big episodes where we get up to base camp. As we mentioned last week, the team did split up. So Christine and I stayed behind in the beautiful campsite that we had. And the rest of the guys and gals all went up to base camp. And so this is going to be the first episode and how they got up to base camp. So let's head back up to that beautiful campsite and on the Tibetan Plateau and start this week's episode. So here we go.
Behind also have a camping pillar. One also has. Okay. Both sides.
All right, so this is footage. This is just right out of camp. I think right after the bridge was crossed. That looks like Chris Marquardt.
Purba's voice is always, it's just so recognizable.
Yeah. And this is probably me. You can tell from the speed.
And this is Pemba filming. You can tell a lot of Pemba shots for these next couple episodes because there's a big piece of dirt on the lens.
Well, it's not Pemba's fault. You didn't clean it before you gave it to him.
I think maybe a yak sneezed as he was filming.
Yeah.
It's actually Chris's fault because he kept telling everybody that it doesn't matter how dirty your lens is.
Okay, you're taking something out of context there.
Post-processing.
Yeah, it's a bit harder in video than it's in still photos.
One thing you will notice is that Pemba really stepped up. I asked him, I'm not going to be going up there, so can you film some extra stuff for me? He said, no problem, sir. Of course. Even though he's a close friend of mine. And he really, really stepped up, and he just got some amazing stuff. He went far beyond what I had expected that he would do, and he became sort of the eyes and ears for me up there, and interviewed people, did all kinds of stuff, so it's great.
Our camera Sherpa.
Yeah.
Oh, beyond that.
So how are you guys feeling since we were scheduled to have a rest day before heading up? How are you guys feeling this morning?
I felt kind of tired, but excited to be going. And also kind of sad because, part of the group stayed back. It was kind of a bummer.
I mean, for me, after that speech you gave in the dinner tent, I was a bit intimidated of that day.
Yeah, I was too. I was a little scared.
Yeah, it's like, okay, this is going to be really, really tough.
Yeah. Turns out it wasn't that bad.
Yeah, turned out it wasn't really. I mean, it was tough, obviously, but not that tough. Not as tough as you made it sound.
Yeah.
So you did a little psychology thing on us there.
It was tougher going back. The worst day, hiking-wise for me, was the day we left our camp and headed back to where you, John, were. That was by far the worst or the toughest on that 4 day, or I don't know, 2 days, 3 days that it was.
I was feeling great at this point because I probably hadn't even gotten out of bed.
Yeah. You've been disturbed briefly with your morning tea. Then you went back to sleep. Yeah.
And I saw you guys walk off, and I admit I was a little bit disappointed that I wasn't doing this part of the trek, but I really didn't want to put anybody else at risk if I slowed down again. So I just thought it was safer for me for everybody else to stay back.
This is me making more energy in the last one.
Yeah. You only want to power me out.
So what was going on there?
Oh, it was just Tilo dancing, and I fired up the camera too late, so I asked him to do it again, and he did, and it was awesome. So you can tell it was exhausting, but not as exhausting, so we could still have fun.
Right?
See this one here? I get those. I live at home in desert.
Or maybe it was hypoxia.
Hypoxia is part of everything we're doing.
Yes.
And there's Monica waiting to go because she is so strong and awesome.
Well, she probably at this point didn't want to sit down because it probably hurt.
Oh, that's true. Yeah.
Hurt her side. She had broken rib at this point.
Yeah, that's amazing that she could even walk.
So I think steroids help too, though.
Yeah.
So you guys are taking a rest because you have that Scree field that you need to walk through.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So what were you guys thinking about that? Because we had seen it the day before. We'd seen it, but none of us knew that was the trail. that was what the trail was going to traverse.
I was basically thinking, bring it.
Yeah.
I just remembered I have a picture of Jill on the Scree field, actually on our way back. I just remembered I had that. You're just a dot. It's like a red dot amongst it, but I forgot.
And it's red. It's red because John said, wear colors because you pop out and show up well in photographs.
Yep.
Well, that Scree field on the way up was kind of okay. On the way down, I think it's a bit more scary on the way down.
Absolutely.
Do you have any footage of that, John?
Of the way down?
Yeah.
Yes, we do.
Good.
But not this episode.
I know.
Yeah, actually, that's Kevin right there. And Kevin shot probably about as much footage as I did during the whole trip.
He shot a lot.
So a lot of what you see is Kevin's stuff.
At this point, I think Erin had wandered off to do a little rock climbing. She had hiked off in the opposite direction to the way you guys went. And John was napping most of the day. And I'm not sure what Sonam was doing. I was either reading or knitting.
I think Sonam was napping as well. I had a talk with him. I said, you don't have to worry about waiting on us hand and foot. So take it easy, because we're taking it easy as well. There's Pemba.
Look at that view. The views were just absolutely gorgeous on this trek.
Yeah.
So apparently you guys were hit with some of the best weather that Chimmy had ever experienced. He'd been up there several times and he'd never really seen the Kangshung Face.
Wow.
Because the weather had always been so terrible.
It was gorgeous. We did get a nice snowstorm, I guess, the first night of camp, but the view the next morning was amazing.
Let's go. Yeah, come in.
when I was explaining this part of the trek to some friends of mine, and I had said that, a few of us stayed back from this part, someone asked me, weren't you kind of scared being left in the middle of absolutely nowhere with no way to get out, no way to go forward? And honestly, I wasn't.
Chris, what are you doing?
Ignoring something. Just checking in briefly. We're on our way up to the Everest East Side Base Camp, one of the least visited base camps. Actually, we don't expect anyone up there. We're in the Kangshung region, which is the east face of Everest. And if you look down here, we've come all this way up here and up the hill. We're now in the middle of a pretty huge and big rubble field. What you see down there is a glacier coming down from which mountain is that? No, not
Makalu.
This coming down from? Makalu, Mount Makalu. And well, we've still got like 400 meters to go, and that is vertical, and we're gonna climb up the rest of this rubble field behind us. We're gonna cross it, and this is a challenge, but hey, what a fun challenge. And luckily we have been up here for a bit more than a week, actually at altitude almost 2 weeks, so we are kind of acclimatized and it's looking good. So yeah, I think we'll make our way up there. And then tomorrow it's sightseeing day. We're gonna have a day trip up to the actual base camp. Again, this region is so scarcely visited that only one other tourist group before us has visited this site, or this entire huge region before us this year. And we're the second group, and we're doing really good here. So let's continue. Okay. Oh.
I think that other group was about 4 women, and I think they were there about a week before we were.
Huh. How did you find that out?
They left signs of their visit, and we'll actually see in the episode where we go over Long the Law, the highest point in this entire trek.
Right.
We see they wrote a little note at the top of the pass.
Oh, cool.
So this is a good shot to show how steep and slippery that was.
This is the part that scared me the most. The thought of going over this scree field was what made me stay back.
Going down in the snow was really fun too.
And of course, we'll see in a few minutes. But yeah, the yaks have to do it as well.
To them, it's no problem. Or they sure do make it seem like that.
I'm so proud of Pemba right here. I mean, this low angle, he's got the camera down on the rocks. That's just awesome.
Yay! Very enthusiastic there. Yay!
Yay!
Worse when you're being chased. Right.
You can hear the whistles.
That's it.
And the yakers.
Oh yeah, the yak train is about to pass.
It was good. I was actually glad they came so I could sit for a little bit.
Same here.
Taking the yak break, which means we have to make room for the yaks to come through.
thought I would share with you while we're resting out here.
This angle is Pemba,
The other day I told someone
and he gets up close and personal
one of those training bikes.
with these yaks.
Oops, there was it, almost slipping. One of those training bikes where the longer you go, the harder it gets. Because it keeps tightening something for you to simulate an ascent. Well, for us
it's always amazing to see the Sherpas with like their jackets open and shoes with holes in them, and they're just running up the Scree field and we're just struggling.
It's also funny, in the past it was the preferred footwear seemed to be flip-flops. I think nowadays it's Crocs.
Yeah. They've upgraded their shoes.
I wouldn't call Crocs the upgrade.
They would though.
And look at the Eggman.
He did get great footage.
He's got
taking a air break, which means we have to make room for the X to come through. Just a quick thought I thought I would share with you while we're resting out here. The other day I told someone, can I compare this to one of those training bikes that you have at home? Whoops, there was the yak almost slipping. One of those training bikes where the longer you go, the harder it gets, because it keeps tightening something for you to simulate an ascent. Well, for us it's the higher we go, the less oxygen. And that has about the same effect, right? Yep. So.
Yep.
And I don't know where we are, but we got a bit of a climb ahead of us. Oh, let's look what the yaks do. That should be John Miller's bag in there.
John's second bag. Yeah, but they are the sleeping.
Isn't that amazing to have a 2-camera angle up there?
Oh, I love it, yeah.
And look at the Yakman walking up here as if they're at sea level.
And he has 2 board beer.
2 board beer? I don't think there's actual beer in there, but maybe it is. More yaks are coming. I think we have like at least an hour of yak footage. More than an hour of yak footage. Judging from what Pemba shot. You have anything to say about the shallow air?
Well, it is getting thinner and cooler and windier, but the sights are getting more spectacular.
The glacier?
We're sitting above a huge glacier going down the valley, and even though we're exhausted, I think when we reach the top it'll be a sense of exhilaration and accomplishment. But who knows?
Who knows? Well, maybe we'll just fall down and sleep.
Looks like I was doing some video there too. I hope I sent that to you, John.
You did, but you were filming in low resolution.
Ah. Darn. Yeah, it was a small camera.
It's interesting watching the Yakman, because everyone has a different way to communicate with the yaks. One are the shouters, the other are the whistlers, the other are the hissers. This one was a soft whistler, just going.
The rock throwers.
Rock throwers, yep. The kickers, the stick pushers, the whatever. It's really amazing. Man. Okay, I just decided I'm gonna extend this break till this next round of yaks is through, which is like very convenient.
Chihuahua.
So here we go. It is. How high are we now? 4,700 feet, meters. Not feet. 4,700 meters. This is the glacier. Somewhere behind these clouds is Mount Everest. And just to give you a picture of the fast changing landscapes here, let me turn around the camera and show you. Oh, we're in Scotland. There's just a few sheep missing. Look at the green hills, at the nice and rounded shapes, as opposed to the rocky shapes over here. And back to Scotland. Or maybe Wales. Reminds me of Wales too. And back to the Himalayas. And back to Wales.
No hypoxia influenced this.
And
I
was totally amazed. Is this crazy? We have so vastly different landscapes within one day. This is like the third or fourth very different landscape that we've come through. And unfortunately you can't see Mount Chomolungma or Everest because it's hidden behind clouds, but we are on our way to Mount Everest base camp on the east side, and we're gonna cross a nice beautiful Scottish landscape, or Welsh, or whatever, maybe New Zealand, I don't know. It's missing sheep. Can we bring some sheep here?
Yeah.
Yeah, high altitude sheep.
Yes, yes.
This is amazing. This is really, 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 really amazing. Look at that.
I feel like I'm back there now.
This really blew my mind.
Well, it's amazing how much vegetation there is.
Yes. It is amazing.
Because, you know, the north side is a rock pile, and the south side is just glacial. And then this side is all lush. It's all very strange.
No, there's the sun upstairs. Shoot now!
Oh, the snow. So guess what? Right in the middle
I love that.
of the Scottish highlands, here in the Himalayan mountains, there's our campsite. Right over there. Look at that. We made it. Whew, what a tough day, but we did it. We're surrounded by, I guess they're Scottish Highland yaks or something. I don't know. Maybe I need more oxygen. That's why. No, they're actually gypsies.
Sure was beautiful up there, though.
It was. I slept so well that night. It was so cold and peaceful.
I found as I was editing these episodes that I was getting more and more jealous. With every step you guys took, the landscape got more beautiful.
Well, let's go back. Let's go tomorrow.
Yeah. We'll just have to do it again, John.
Yeah.
It's definitely something on my bucket list.
I say let's do it.
I'd be willing to try it this time.
Yeah. You know, Chris, I was thinking that, you know, you're saying that it's, you know, hiking, trekking in this area is like being on one of those treadmills or exercise bikes that
get harder and harder. Yeah.
And it's exactly like that. But the only way you could really get an idea when you're back home is to get on a treadmill or on a bike, set one of those hill programs going, and then put a bag over your head.
Yep. That kind of covers it. Yeah.
Because, you know, there certainly are times when you just gotta stop and breathe, and you just don't feel like you're getting enough air. You get over that, but yeah, it's definitely something that's hard to describe.
Yeah.
To people, but well, next week this little snowstorm clears, and they get some of the most stunning weather that can be experienced in the Himalayas, and get a little bit of a bonus by seeing another 8,000 meter peak on their way up to base camp. So thanks so much, guys. Always fun. It's great seeing these episodes and having you guys for the commentary since I wasn't there. It's
you were there in spirit, John.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. Yeah, we'll rejoin you next week, and we'll make our way up to base camp. So thanks so much.
Thank you, John.
Sure, thank you.
Bye, guys.
Bye, guys.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
The Rest of Everest is downloaded all over the world every day, and watching the show has become a part of many people's weekly routine. The show will always be free to download, but it's by no means free to produce. Please help me cover my costs by making a small monthly or one-time donation from the right sidebar on my website, and in return I'll give you some cool bonus materials. A donation of any amount will grant you access to some interesting video content, including high-definition versions of several podcast episodes, a one-time donation of $25 or more, or any of the monthly donation options will additionally grant you access to a downloadable version of the film Everest the Other Side, which episodes 1 to 61 are based on. I really cannot express how vital these donations are, and if you've made a donation, thank you so much. As always, our announcer is Marlon May, and our music is provided by Wendy Wu. Check her out at wendywoo.com. Thanks so much, everyone, and we'll see you next week.
Thank you for watching The Rest of Everest. For more information on the expedition, please visit therestofeverest.com.